Mr Speaker, and as has been said in this House already this evening, congratulations to the two members, our colleagues who have brought this bill to the House this afternoon. I did try and attempt not to get up and make any political comment around that though, Mr Speaker. However, the second Speaker, unaccustomed as I am to making political statements in the House, I cannot sit here and not note that it is my colleague Greg Fleming, a member of the national-led government, the National Party, that has actually got this to the House during our government. Labor had the opportunity in 2021, Mr Speaker. They didn't get it there, so well done, Greg, and well done to Camilla. I know that the two of you have worked closely to make this happen. There's been much said of the 200. There was much said of the 200, the clause 288 that has been used, Standing Order 288, that's been used to make this happen. And I might just note that I think that's a little bit like a mountain that's about 288 metres high, to be able to use that clause, Mr Speaker, and I'm sure it won't become a regular occurrence because it is a significant piece of legislation that's enabled that standing order to be used. Modern slavery is abhorrent. We know that, we all agree to that, we appreciate that, and we don't want it in our supply chain. The question here is, how do you know when it is? How far do you go to make sure it isn't? And what is the responsibility in reality on the companies that are going to be implementing this? And I've shared through the process feedback to Greg Fleming as he's developed the National Party's contribution to this piece of legislation, having sat on the board of a company in Australia that was required by the Australian legislation to report under their version of this, what will soon be, law here in New Zealand. And it is a conversation that occurs around that table, Mr Speaker, of have we gone far enough visiting the factory in Vietnam? Do we actually know X, Y or Z from that part of our supply chain in Europe? Are we sure the German manufacturers of the machinery we're buying are clean? And I think it's going to be important for the process through the Select Committee and through the passing of this legislation and then the government implementing it post that, hopefully later this year, to be clear with business where that line is. Because a saying that I suppose comes in the court space often, principles are expensive. And this is a principle that it is fair to have a cost on. But we need to make sure that cost is realistic, that we are clear, and that we can ensure that it can be practically implemented. Because every cost that is incurred increases the cost of the supply chain, ultimately of the products that New Zealanders are buying. And there is a way to do this and make it practical and ensure that cost is minimised, but the outcome is achieved. And I don't think, I hope that no one takes offence or takes what I've just said out of context. It is about ensuring we get modern slavery out of our supply chain, but we have to make sure we manage the process of implementing that so that New Zealanders at the till are not paying more than they need to. The teeth in this piece of legislation is around the director's liability, and so it'll be interesting. I'm sure the Institute of Directors will submit on that, because again, we don't want to have the wrong drivers of director activity around the boardroom table, and being clear where that line is for directors and understanding their director's liability, ensuring they are clear on how they make sure they have not only complied with the letter, but the spirit, at the same time as not going so far that it creates unnecessary compliance pressures on our companies here in New Zealand, will be really important to the success of what I know is going to be a great piece of legislation in the books here as a result of the work that these two members have done. I commend it to the House.